four downs here on the show.
Four Downs with Rich.
Here we go.
Why did you stop?
Okay, so it's three downs, and then the fourth, where's my hottest take, where I go for the sticks, regardless of down or distance. First down here, my observations through 10 weeks of the National Football League. First down here is 10 wins may not be good enough in the NFC when it's all said and done. Again, the Carolina Panthers are sitting there at 7-3, and they aren't even in first place in their division because the Saints are red hot, and the way that they're winning in New Orleans is sustainable. Defense and a running game to keep their near 40-something quarterback upright, and Breeze is playing at such a high level, and they're getting it done. And then the Rams are at 7-2 right now. This Rams-Vikings game is going to be very important as to who stays in first place and who doesn't in their division. Adam Thielen's joining us later on in the show. We'll dive further into what the Vikings' playoff hopes look like, and they look very bright. The Eagles are coming off a bye at 8-1. The Seahawks are 6-3, coming off of a mini bye, taking on a Falcons team that is beatable, certainly in their house. I think there's going to be a 10-win team, certainly when you look at four teams currently at 5-4 in the NFC. Somebody might get to 10 wins and be on the outside looking in from that group too, when it is all said and done. And the Cowboys are in 10th place in the NFC at 5-4. 10 wins may not be good enough. Second down here on the Rich Eisen Show. Four downs is 7 wins may be good enough in the AFC, because 5-4 is good enough for 10th in the NFC for the Cowboys. 5-4 in the AFC is good enough for the second wild card spot for a Buffalo Bills team that's lost 2 in a row and looked horrible in losing the 2 games. I mean, the Bills can't block anybody, they can't run, they can't throw, and they can't stop anybody all of a sudden after the Jets and the Saints did what they did to them, and they're still in the 6th spot right now. And then you've got the 4-5 Ravens, the 4-5 Raiders, the 4-5 Dolphins are in this thing. You know who's also in this thing? When you see on shows like NFL Network's Thursday night pregame show, and then our game day morning pregame show on Sunday, and all the pregame shows, should you choose to watch other pregame shows than NFL Network's, I don't know why you would. Sorry, Mike Del Tufo, I know you work on one of them. You'll see in the hunt for the AFC playoff picture, you'll see the 4-6 Jets.
Oh.
You will see the 3-6 Bengals, Chargers, and Broncos. They're just 2 games out of a playoff spot right now.
That's crazy.
True. 7 wins may be good enough to get you a playoff spot in the AFC when it's all said and done. Third down. Okay. Why is fumbling into your opponent's end zone and it goes out of bounds to the benefit of the defense? Why? The defense is defending its own end zone. More likely than not, the defense is backed up against its own end zone because they've just given up a big play, or you're bending all the way down the field. So somebody reaches for the pylon to try and score. It comes loose by just an inch or 2 from their hands. Or in the case of Austin Seferian-Jenkins, it didn't even leave his hands, essentially. It just popped free as he went over the goal line. And that's to the benefit of the defense? Why? And plus, you are now discouraging players on offense for doing everything they must do to try and reach for that pylon. You're discouraging all-out play. I don't know if I want to reach for that pylon right now. I better just keep it outside the end zone because I might have it tipped free. Plus, if the ball is knocked loose by the defense anywhere else on the field and it goes out of bounds, it goes right back to the offense. Why is the end zone any different? I know I tweeted this out the other day and I got tons of responses. I'd love to hear from you at 844-204-RICH if you think differently. Because to me, it is just beyond comprehension why this helps the defense. The ball should go back to the offense from the spot where it was fumbled. The ball should be on the half-yard line if the offense fumbled it there. It should be the 2-yard line if they fumbled it there. It should not, just because it went into the end zone, was possessed by nobody, and happened to roll out of it, go to the defense. And in the case of Monday Night Football, Seattle and Detroit a couple of years ago, ball was fumbled into the end zone by Calvin Johnson. Seattle's, was it KJ Wright, batted it out of the end zone. And the ball was supposed to have gone back to Detroit. The referee screwed that up, gave the ball on the 20-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. So if the defense purposely bats the ball out of bounds, the offense gets the ball back from where it fumbled prior to fumbling it in the end zone. So why not just give it back to the offensive players here? This rule has to be changed. All right, fourth down, my hottest take.
Fourth down.
Now, do you want me to go over and grab the new Rich Eisen Show hot take plank?
I think that you should.
Right, here we go.
I think that you should. All right, so Rich is walking over to the tiny man couch where we have a plank with a face on it and a Rich Eisen Show polo. It's the hot take plank. Oh, man, I cannot wait for this.
All right. So I'm back here, and I'm now holding the Rich Eisen Show hot tank plank with all apologies to Kennesaw State, right? Down
Kennesaw
in Georgia?
State, yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the hot take plank. We got to keep it in a more geographically sound location.
Well, that's just where we were posting it.
So there are the Dolphins are 4-5, the
Yes.
Ravens are 4-5, the Raiders are 4-5, the Redskins are 4-5, and the Cardinals are 4-5. Of those 4-5 teams, I say the Baltimore Ravens make the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
And Danny Woodhead shall lead them.
Okay.
Danny Woodhead is coming off of a long stint on the shelf, coming off IR this week, and he is exactly the type of player that the Ravens are missing. And he will be the special sauce and special ingredient, the matchup nightmare that the Ravens do not have. Okay? They've got the kid Collins who's running the ball. Jeremy Macklin's going to be coming back healthy. Let's see it. Flacco to Woodhead over the next few weeks with that defense, starting against the Green Bay Packers this week. And then the Baltimore Ravens' final games are home for Houston, home for Detroit, at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland, home for Indy, and home for Cincy. They win 4 of those 6. Guess what? 4 of the 7. Even 4 of those 7, right? They're currently 4-5. They win 4 of those 7. There's the 8 wins you need. They win 5 of that 7 with that defense and Daniel Woodhead. They're making the playoffs. And thus, I put down the Rich Eisen Show hot take plank. That's my 4 downs.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.